Should I retire? When should I retire? What happens when you retire? Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. I got to thinking about retirement, and I know several people that are in the process of retiring or who have already retired. So I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions about retirement, okay? Well, retirement for some comes as an easy decision. They're looking forward to it, they've planned it out, and they're excited about it. And yet, for some people, retirement is something that they dread. And then there are some people that are just very, very ambivalent about retirement. So let me cover the negatives about retirement before I cover the positives. The negatives, there's probably a lot of negatives and a lot of positives about retirement. When you've gone to a job or a career for many, many years, and then all of a sudden that job, career stops, it's as if a big part of your life has stopped. And from the people that I have spoken with that have retired, many have said that it was a huge, huge change for them. They didn't think so before they retired, that retirement would be such a drastic change. Now, I've known other people that said, hey, it's great, it's wonderful. And even the people that, felt that it was a drastic change, they ended up being very happy that they had retired, but it was a big, big adjustment. When you go to a job 8 hours a day or more, 5 days a week, you also build relationships. And when you build relationships on a job, they become your friends. They may be work-related friends. They may not be necessarily your personal friends that you hang out with after work. And probably if you're working with someone all day, you really shouldn't mix your personal life with your professional life as a whole. And so most people who decide to retire, it's an end of an era, it's an end of a season. And for many, they suddenly feel old because, retirement usually doesn't happen to people until they've worked on a job for quite a few years. And for some, they've prepared financially, but some have not prepared. And when you haven't prepared financially, when you leave a job, it can totally change your life, financially speaking. You may have to end up downsizing, finding a smaller house. You may not be able to do many of the things that you once did before. And so financially, it can be a drastic change if you're not fully prepared for it. And often those people that you saw every day that you considered friends, although they may have been professional friends, you probably don't see so much or maybe not at all anymore. You may not be included in all the events that you used to be included in. And so when you leave a job, you also often leave friendships and relationships behind at some level, varying levels. And now it's time to restructure your life. You've got to restructure. Now you have 8, 10, 12 hours a day that you have to decide what you want to do with them. Some people do nothing with those hours of the day and they just kind of rock away. Other people are excited. They have many things on their list that they immediately start doing that they weren't able to do before. And so financially, it can change, a person's life if they're not well prepared. Relationship, it can change a person's life. It can also make them feel old because, like I said, most people don't retire until they get older in years. And so retirement can be a drastic change for some people. Now let's talk about the good side of it. The good side of it is now you're not necessarily on a set schedule that you were before. And you can sleep in the morning. You can do more of the things that you've wanted to do and that you've had to put off, or maybe you've had to rush through before. You'll meet new friends, make new friends, maybe that you would not have made had you been going to that job. If you've done well financially and, paved the way financially, maybe you can travel again. You may or may not downsize. You may keep the home that you already have. Usually along with retirement has come other changes along the way. Usually your children have already grown up. Most are probably have already left their home, left their house. And so, you have a lot more freedom than you did in the younger years. You can often spend time with people that you have not been able to spend time with for a while. And you can give them quality time. Maybe spend time with your grandchildren. There's all kinds of things that you can do that perhaps you didn't do before. You're not driving to and from a job as much as you did before. And you can travel. And often you can now go to the gym every day, whereas maybe you didn't have time or you were too tired by the time you got home from work. And so there's a lot of great things about retirement. And I know a lot of people who are retired. I kind of live in a retirement community city. Not entirely, there's a lot of young people here, but there's a lot of people that are older that have retired. And so you now have time to use as you want to use it. You're not on a tight schedule. You can focus on your own personal life that maybe you haven't been able to focus on for quite some time. And so there are pluses and advantages. So when should you retire? That's got to be a personal decision. I was talking to someone the other day and they said, well, should I retire? And I said, that's got to be your decision. It's not my decision. And they've worked a lot of years. And I said, it's really up to you. I asked them, do you feel ready to retire? Are you financially able to retire and still live the kind of life that you want to live? Do you have relationships that you can depend on outside of your work relationships? Do you have dreams and visions of what your life will look like after retirement? And so when you retire, really needs to be a very personal thing, a personal choice. And it can be a difficult one. For some people, they are thrilled that they have retired. They now have all this free time just simply to do what they want. For others, well, they kind of long for the good old days when they went into work and they got to stand by the coffee urn and talk to their friends and hang out for a little bit before they all got busy. Maybe for some, they wish they still had the money that they used to make. And, so everybody is different. And it's really up to you when you retire, how you retire, if you want to retire. Some people never retire. I've once heard someone say, you either retire, you die, or you get fired. And I don't really know, how that all works. But I think it's important to have a plan before you retire. And you don't really want to get pushed out of your job. You want to know when it is time to retire. Retirement, all those years behind you was a season. And now you're entering the new season of retirement. And it is a season. Some people go and get more jobs. They get another job, So I don't know if I really consider that retirement. It's just kind of retiring from one job and going to another job. Or some people get a part-time job just to keep them busy. And some people don't get jobs at all. Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe. And I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.